So I'll give you a simple example of few functions here. If I go here to Power BI, I'll get the data from the recent source, which was opportunities.csv. I'll simply load this first of all. Now you can see here the data is loaded here. So here if I go back to see what type of columns are available, various columns are available here. So DAX can be used to do the aggregation as I mentioned. So I'll be adding a new measure here. If I click here, new measure, column here. So name of the column will be demo1. Here I'll be doing the sum of opportunities amount. Here is the demo one which is added. Now here even I can get the data from other tables also, and then I can make a comparison. And now suppose if you want to have a percentage of amount versus expected revenue, I'll create a new measure here, and this will be my DAX function. And in DAX function, I will be doing, for example, demo2. It will be sum of expected revenue. So I'll do sum of expected revenue, close the bracket and divide it by sum of amount, which is the total opportunities amount. And I can multiply it 100, so it will be percentage value of this. So demo2 will give me that. So I'll get a table here for easy understanding. I'll get a fiscal year here. So this is my fiscal year, and then I want to get the total amount, and I'll get the expected revenue, and with this I'll get the demo2. Demo2 will be measured here, and here I'll be of course not summarizing the year, so I'll just get it to don't summarize. Now you can see here that this percentage will never be summarized here. So this was the reason while we created the percentage using the DAX function. All the times when you apply any filter, it will change the percentage accordingly. This is the reason we are using DAX function to control all of that. And other than these two measures, I will add one more measure. Suppose I want to see here, if I go back here again, fiscal year, this is my fiscal year here, and I'll not summarize this. And with this, I want to have the opportunities amount 2021, 22, 23, 29. And suppose I want to see with this column, I want to see with 2021 or 2022, what was the previous year amount of opportunities. So I'll add that measure here. I'll show you that how we can add that. I'll create a new measure here. And here what I want to have amount. This is the column name, of course, amount previous year. Here I'll use the function called calculate. And what I want to calculate is that I will first of all calculate the sum of the opportunities amount and close the bracket here, and then I'll be using the filter. So what will be the filter? It will be same period of last year. And what will be that period based on which date? As you can see here, this is based on the fiscal. So I'll choose the fiscal, and here is this fiscal, which is date. Choose the date and close the bracket for this function and close the bracket for main function. Enter. Now this value has been added here. If you see here, amount previous year is added. I'll just bring in here and drop it here. Now you can see here in 2022 amount is this and previous year amount is this, and in 2021 amount is this. Of course, previous year is null. 2023 amount is this and previous year amount is this. Of course, you have added two columns, so year over year growth can be easily calculated here. Drop the card visual here, and I have filtered this page for year 2022, and for 2022 this is the amount of opportunities, total amount of opportunities, and for previous year the amount of opportunities which was recorded were 173 million. Now I want to see the year over year growth, and to do that I'll just enter measure here, and for that what I'll do, year over year amount. So we'll use here var, and it will be current year amount is equal to sum of opportunities amount. I will have the, then I'll also do var for previous year amount, which I'll calculate sum of amount for the opportunities, and here it will be filtered for same period of last year, and it will be fiscal dot date. So what it should return? It should return divide current year amount minus previous year amount. These are the two variables which I have defined, and over previous year amount. This will be the year over year amount. So if I bring in this, I'll just copy and paste it, and I'll bring year over year amount, and here it is 2.34. Of course, I need to multiply this by 100, and now it is 233.92% year over year growth. So this is one way of using the formula which we mentioned here. So year over year growth percentage is 233% for the year 2022. Of course, if I change the year, so it will automatically change. So 2021 there was no previous year amount, 22 was the previous year amount, 23 was the previous year amount. So this way you can use the year over year growth, and the formula that I have shown you is here. So this is one of the examples of DAX function. Last year, this is the formula that I used. So same period last year, and here we have to mention the dates for which you want to calculate the amount. So for example, you wanted to calculate the sum of reseller sales US dollar this for the same period last year, which means that you want to compare current year sales with the previous year. So you are able to do that. Similarly, you can see the average selling price in this year in comparison to average selling price for the same period in last year. So these are all the functions. Now you can see here previous year function, previous quarter function, previous year function, total month to date function. So these are all the functions that you can add, and once your analysis is completed, then based on that you can use the visuals. Once you have extracted the data, once you have loaded the data, make sure that you add all these measures, add the aggregations to ensure that once you start using the visualization, you don't face any problem.